Ray, just explain a bit to me about the history of years gone by.
Well, Stevie, we don't know exactly how old the club is, but we have a census form here from 1901, which you can look at in a little while. We also have a ballot paper here from 1915. And during that period, the Irish Republican Brotherhood and later the Irish Volunteers used this club as a type of safe house. It was closed for a period in 1919 by the County Inspector of the RIC, and I would like to thank our local historian, Des Bonan, for all that information. So at this stage, maybe later you may have a look at the census form and the ballot paper. But for more information regarding the history, I'll hand you over to Danny Bailey.
All right, then, Danny, you're going to have a chat with me with further history and maybe even more current history.
Yes, Stevie, I joined the club myself here in Tip in 1990, and I believe there was 7 clubs in town just before that, and they all broke up. You had the CYMS, and you had the Commercial Club, and you had the Temperance Club, and you had a table over Hernes in the main street. You had a table out in Tipperary Golf Club. You had a table in Clanwilliam. And they all competed here for the shield.
It's here, the big shield up
the big shield there, Steve, yeah.
That's the Boroughs and Watts shield.
Borough and Watts shield, that's correct. They all played for that. And that was in the 1930s, 40s and 50s. And we had some great nights here in the club. When I came in first, things were in a bad way. We'd only 3 or 4 members left in the club. Actually, we had to go around and get a few shillings and get members in to pay the TV licence. So we got a sponsored walk going in, and we got great help from Michael Ferris. We had it outside in Kilshan, a lovely sunny day, with a big crowd, with a lot of youths walked in it at the same time. And we had a big exhibition snooker tournament held in the Royal Hotel on 25th of October 2003 between Ken Doherty and Jimmy White. And Sean Butler refereed it on the night. And we had 8 clubs, members of our own club here, played beforehand. And it was Johnny Ryan Rubber that organised the whole lot. And we had 2 big visitors here in the club then, 2 World Cup champions there in Ken Doherty and Dennis Taylor. Dennis Taylor won it in 1985 and Ken Doherty won it in 1997. And the same evening then they were given a big exhibition out in Ballyscastine. So they came in here and they warmed up beforehand on both tables. And they were very interested in the shield and all the photos that are around the club here. And they took some photos, they signed their above on both tables.
And Danny, what was their impressions when they went upstairs? Because you've got 2
they
separate
thought
rooms.
they were 2 lovely tables, Steve, because they're full size and we were only after getting them redone. It cost about €1,200 at the time. We
when
got
you
new
say
cloth on
redone,
them.
just for the benefit of our viewers out there this evening, what do you mean by redone?
Well,
new cloth?
A new cloth goes completely on them, Steve, and new pockets. And the whole lot to be brushed up and down, have to be cleaned every day and all. And we're the only one left in Tipperary, the only club, and we're the cheapest. We're only €1 for a half an hour. And
why is it so cheap?
well, it works out fine. We have a good lot of members coming in and out and playing and that works out fine. We never changed that. That kept the whole thing going. But I'd like just to thank Brian Glasheen there and Brian Kenny because they were the 2 who organised it. And history was made in the club that time, of course. And we had a ladies' tournament here as well, which John Brogan, our president, will be talking about it later on. But we had an open house held here, and Tip Midwest Radio came down with Sam Doherty, R.I.P. and Nicky McCarthy.
McCarthy,
yeah. They played the music here. We had a big crowd here tonight, and with tea and cakes and a great social night, one of the biggest nights in the club. And I'd just like to say all the help that was put in through the years here with people like Dennis Kelly, a fine photo over there, Dennis Kelly, Michael Gilligan, another man here behind me, Michael there. And Owen O'Neill over here again, another great man in the club here. And we have Tony Houlihan, and we had Ned Buckley.
And you can see Tony there without the layer, and of course Willie O'Neill there beside him, but there's Tony. And of course Tony sadly passed on to his eternal reward. And I'd just like to, a special word to Alec Lee. He's from Clonmel, and he was our chairman 2 years ago, and he done the world of work here in the club. Danny, I'm just looking at some of the pictures here. There's fantastic history.
Oh, there is, yeah.
I'm just looking at some of them. There's one in particular I might maybe cut across to there, the Maid of Verden. I came across it there a second ago. Over here. Yeah, up there.
There's some great ones here. The old Tipperary Golf Club is there. The Maid of Verden is there. As you say, big Maid of Verden photo there. Charles Kickham Monument here. The band, the old band, way back years ago, it's there again.
Some of the viewers will be able to see there, and they might identify some of the faces from yesteryear now. Again.
Yeah, we had a lot of young lads here at that time as well. I met Michael Ferris is there.
Yeah,
he's up there, yeah.
Right, okay.
And we had a lot of young lads there. Father Morris said mass here one night for all the deceased members at that time.
There's some pictures here, I'd say they're going back about 17 years.
Oh, there, Stevie, had the band, the Kickham band. And there's a big picture there. There was a great committee here that time to see. They're all in collars and ties, shirts. Very well dressed people.
Now, viewers, for the benefit of our viewers, as I say, to show those pictures, I'm shown through a light perspex or glass, which there is going to be a glare, so we do apologise for that. But hopefully you will be able to see and identify some of the faces there. There's a very old one here again. Just let us take that in. Isn't it super to see it?
Yeah.
If I could go back to Ray again there for a moment.
Just before you go back, Steve, I just want to say that I'm a giant treasure here with Tom Ryan, who's we've been here for years to keep the thing on the road, and Tom is a brilliant man. He brings the money to the credit union, looks after the whole lot.
That's a very important role.
Yeah.
Ray, you spoke a little bit earlier there in relation to a safe house here.
Yes, regarding initially the Irish Republican Brotherhood, and then later the Irish Volunteers. So the club was a safe house during those times, and it was closed down around October 1919 by the local RIC officer. So that's another part of its history. And again, as I said earlier on, it's down in the 1901 census.
Just show it there.
So here we are here as a club.
Yeah.
And going back to 1915 regarding, we have a ballot paper here.
Again, I'll just take it from yes.
1915. There's over 80 names on it.
Serious history.
So it was, that is. And again, our local historian, Des Bernan, has been a great help to us regarding...
Ray, I'm going to just pop across to John Brogan.
Okay.
And of course, John is president of the club. John, thank you indeed for joining me. You may just explain a little bit more. You're the president of the club, but you might also tell me about maybe the cups and the sponsors, if you could.
Okay, Stevie, these are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 cups, and every one are being sponsored by businesses in town. It's absolutely fantastic. I'll just run through the cups for you now at the moment.
If you could, John, yeah.
Okay, this is the Buckley Cup, called after Ned Buckley, who was a member here. And
they had a shop on Further Manchester.
There you go, you know all about it, Stevie. Yeah, he was a member here, and he was a committee member for years. He was a caretaker even here. This is sponsored by the credit union. This is the Buckley Cup. Okay,
and a nice cup it is.
Yes, we have this one here now. It's the Coleman Cup. It was sponsored by our Secretary Ray Coleman, who was sitting there. And this one here now, Stevie, is the Tipperary Cup.
Right,
It's
okay.
sponsored by Eamon Ryan Cooper, the Porterhouse.
Porterhouse, yeah.
Great man to sponsor things, and he
Certainly
sponsors
is.
this every year. So we have this one here now is. Oh, sorry, Stevie. This one here now is the Nash Cup.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's sponsored by Mike O'Brien, Nellie O'Brien's
Right, okay.
pub.
Yeah, on the main street.
This one here now is the Willie Brown Cup. Willie was here for years and years and years.
Actually, I think it's his picture over here. Is it? Would that be
That's
him
Willie there presenting the cup
There's
to,
Willie, yeah.
to Richard Swords, and that's the
Richard known
Tim
as
Carey.
Pixie. I think,
Pixie. That's right. That's a while
Yeah.
back now, Stevie. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's sponsored by actually Pixie's brother, Johnny Swords, painter and decorator.
Johnny the
Tipperary.
Fox.
Johnny the Fox. Yeah, but we'll call him Johnny the Fox.
That's it.
So the next one now is the
Well-known decorator in the locality.
Oh, without a doubt, yeah.
Yeah.
And this one here now is the let's get it there now, Stevie.
Take your time now.
The Tony Hoolan Cup.
Oh, yes.
Okay, Tony was a chairman here at one stage. He was a committee member for years and years, and that is sponsored by Dennis Donovan Transport, Denny Donovan Transport. Okay, this is the Ladies Cup. Okay,
Right, okay.
that's sponsored by Caroline O'Brien and Tony Lowry's
Tony
pub.
Lowry's. And of
No,
course
that
in
was one-
association with Michael Bryan.
That's right. That was won last year by Marie Lee,
Right, okay.
and this year it was won by Nicola O'Connor.
O'Connell, yeah.
Yeah, so that was very good. That's very popular in the club. So the next one now, Stevie, is the Eamon O'Brien Cup.
Okay.
Norrie's Pub.
Norrie's Pub.
Eamon Pub down Bridge Street.
Bridge Street, okay.
Eamon O'Brien, it's Eamon O'Brien's Cup, but that's been sponsored by Eamon's son, Jackie. So he's sponsoring that.
Lovely.
And the next one then is the Old Murray Inn Cup.
Right, okay.
That's the Old Murray Inn Cup.
Not a fine cup
The
again.
lovely cup. That was
Yeah.
the pub in town one time.
Yeah.
And
on the
that's
main
sponsored
street.
by Ian Doherty Transport.
Aidan Doherty Transport, a huge
Transport,
amount
transport.
of vehicles on the road, so
Yes,
well done
exactly.
to Aidan
Yes.
and to his wife Breda.
Yes, exactly. And the
Great
last one
employers
now,
in
I'll
the
put up
locality.
here. The last one here now is the Samson Cup.
Samson,
Samson Cup, yeah.
okay.
That's sponsored by Sean Dalton
Okay.
of the
Ordered
Wire
by
Steel.
Steel.
Yes, Sean sponsored this year.
That's ODS out in Dundrum, so well done to Sean.
That's right, yeah.
His son Timmy won an All-Ireland minor hurling medal with
That's
Tipperary in 2006.
That's fine. The two boys were members here for a while
Timmy
as
scored
well.
1-3 from play the same day,
Oh my
all
God,
into
yeah.
Hill 16.
Yeah, he's very
So
good at that as
that's
well.
the
So
history of the family. Well
there
done
is
to him.
another one there by Anne Allen. She sponsors something. So I'll ask Ray Coleman just to
Say a few
just to
words.
talk about that.
Yeah, sure. Back to you again, Ray.
Yes, I met Alan earlier this year, and because this was the 40th anniversary of her husband, Sean Allen, she sponsored a tournament just to remember Sean. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank all our sponsors and looking forward to the new season, which is starting shortly, because it helps on the upkeep of the tables.
Okay.
So will I hand over to...
Yeah, if I could maybe just have a quick word with committee member, and that's James Slater to me. Slater, you're better known as Slater than James. A lot of people would obviously know you as Slater to me.
That's correct, Stevie.
You're a committee member. I often see you on the table up there.
Yeah, learning away, Stevie. I'm a member for the last 3 years, just tipping away. That not getting any better, by the way. But so look, it's a great outlet to come. And I'm sorry I didn't join it 20 years ago.
So if there's anybody out there listening, and obviously you're really enjoying it, and it's probably a great pastime for a lot of people. Would you agree with that?
It is, Stevie. As I said, I'm sorry I didn't take it up years ago. And it's not about winning; it's about taking part, Stevie.
But you're enjoying it.
Yeah, it's very enjoyable, Stevie. And you look forward to day by day coming up and having a game with the boys, and it's just great fun, and everyone should do it.
John mentioned there a few moments ago. Somebody mentioned about Nicola. And also another lady as well that was mentioned, that's Alec Lee's daughter, I believe.
Yeah, Marie Lee.
So it's great to see that for ladies and for gents, it's great to see it.
Yes, and there's a great rivalry between them because Marie Lee won the first year and Nicola won this year. So it's all going now in the next year or this year, as we say, for the third time. See who comes out on top.
And a big thank you to Tom Ryan as well. Tom, you're doing great work again as treasurer, as giant treasurer. I might just maybe go back to Ray again if I could. In conclusion, Ray, is there any message that you want to get out there this evening for the snooker club here in Tipperary?
Well, generally speaking, like the town has lost so much. It's so important for what we have, we hold. and we have an extraordinary committee here at the moment. So far, so good.
I'm just looking at an old, beautiful radio just here at the back of Tom, and it's something, I remember we had one of them years ago above in the house. My God Almighty,
Yes,
they're lovely.
yes, yes.
But again, just looking at the history, not only in the pictures, but everything there. Willie O'Neill is up there. There's so many people there. They're all great people. Now, Ray, again, that's your final message, I would imagine, from the club here this evening, is it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'd imagine lots of small towns have their ups and downs, but this club is thriving at the moment, and with this committee, we intend to keep it that way.
Danny Bailey, I'll give the final word in to yourself.
Well, just going back a couple of years and years ago again, before there was any television or anything there, you were talking about the radio there, Steve. The radio is about 100 years old, and a lot from the country, the Cooney brothers out in Kilfeacle, who cycle in every Sunday and sit down here to listen to me hollow here and that. And the Brophy brothers,
the Coonies of
Brophy
Grantstown?
brothers, Grantstown, that's correct, and the Brophy brothers, they're above on St. Patrick's Avenue, and a lot more around the town, and all the locals used to come in here. And when I came in here first, you had all the soccer on, of course, the Premier Leagues and all the members here were different clubs, Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, and there was fierce rivalry here and great sport and a great way of passing the night, watching a good match, and company was terrific here. So we hope things will keep going again anyway. We've a great crowd coming in last year and hope they'll be all back to play snooker again this year. And the tables are in great order and ready above for them. And anyone that's a member, they have their own key here and they can come in anytime and play away.
Danny, Ray, Tom Ryan, James Litter Toomey, and the great John Brogan. All I can say is we wish you the very best of luck here at the wonderful facilities that you have here in Tipperary town. Well done, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.